Immerse yourself in the profound insights offered by Father Chuck Belmonte as he delves into daily reflections on various gospel passages from the Bible.
May 28th, Tuesday. Who invented marriage? The final battle between the Lord and Satan's kingdom will be over marriage and the family. Sister Lucia of Fatima. That battle, which is already taking place, demands from Christians a solid spiritual formation. Marital fidelity is an act of worship. God is present when the spouses fulfill their promise. God, the Creator, invented in marriage the best sign of His image in man. Christ is the bridegroom, the church His bride. Through the sacrament of marriage, God elevated the natural institution of marriage to the category of sacrament. And so, He converted the conjugal union into a shrine. That is, spouses are ministers of their sacrament when they pronounce their promise of fidelity to love and respect you all the days of my life on their wedding day. The Church teaches that spouses are ministers of the sacrament, not only on their wedding day but always. Marriage is a Christian vocation. In it, a person can say, I am we. Christians should live with hope in their marriage, aspiring to the holiness of both in a spirituality lived together as a couple, opening themselves to the presence of children and of all others. The book of Genesis tells us that God created man, male and female. It is logical to find in this duality the image of God, who is three persons, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. In other words, like a family. The entire history of salvation, narrated in the Old Testament, must be understood as a covenant that God established with mankind through Moses, giving rise to an espousal relationship between Him and the chosen people. Thus, the prophets equated idolatry with marital unfaithfulness. The covenant reached its fullness when Christ, who called Himself the Bridegroom, instituted the Eucharist as the new and eternal covenant. The sacrament of marriage has a Eucharistic form, and the love between the spouses makes the love of God sacramentally present. They form an authentic domestic church, and this must be seen in everyday life. Every time they actualize the promise in their daily lives through mutual fidelity, they are performing an act of worship. God makes Himself present in their mere love for one another. One can even think that just as it is not necessary to have perfect bread to make Christ present in the Eucharist, it is enough that it be true unleavened bread, so it is not necessary to have a perfect life for God to be present in the love of the spouses. It is enough that they are faithful, even if at times there are arguments and conflicts between them. God makes Himself present not only by the fidelity of the spouses, but by their commitment to make their fidelity a shrine, a place of His presence. Certainly, the spouses can spoil the effects of this presence, but the sacramental fact is not due to them, but because of God's commitment.
I would be delighted to extend an invitation to you once again tomorrow for another insightful reflection on the Gospel by Father Belmonte.